What up? What up? We are back. Week 5 wide receiver waiver wire edition. I got 6 wide receivers to get on your guys' radar. Some you've heard me talk about. Some this might be the first time that you're hearing me talk about. First guy. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go in order from most available to least available, except for my last 2 picks, which are my most favorite picks of the week. Tutu. I told you to pick him up last week. He's only 8% rostered. He's the only guy worth deploying over there for the Rams. He had 4 receptions and 82 yards. It's ugly for sure. They got the Packers coming up this week. You saw what Minnesota just did to the Packers this week. Even if they get Jair Alexander back, Jair Alexander won't be covering Tutu. That's why I like him for this week and moving forward.
Pick him up.
Only 8% rostered. Very available. You've heard me mention Xavier Legette's name for Dynasty. This is the first time that he's really been on my radar as far as redraft goes. He got hurt in the preseason, so I was telling everyone just avoid him. And with good reason, because he's only 14% rostered right now. He should be available in damn near every league that you are in. Now with Andy Dalton in there and with the exit of Adam Thielen, he's going to be one of those next guys up right there by Deontay Johnson. He had 10 targets this week, 6 receptions for 66 yards, and he had a big old greasy touchdown. And I feel like that target market share should stay the same, especially in this next week. They have a tough game against Chicago. Not super excited about it, but it's always going to be Deontay Johnson who gets like the number 1 priority, like of the defense when it comes to the pass catchers. So Legette, you'll be able to deploy him, and I'm going to say at least double-digit points for Legette this week. It might be really ugly for Deontay Johnson going up against that secondary, but I bet Legette can at least get 10 points in your flex, 14% rostered. Josh Downs, 20% rostered. Everybody was super excited to pick him up to play him with Anthony Richardson. I said, don't pick him up to play him with Anthony Richardson, but now look at what he did with Flacco coming out there. 8 receptions for 82 yards and a touchdown. Can we just cross our fingers and hope and play that Anthony Richardson doesn't play for a couple games and that we get Flacco, and then we can pick up a guy like Josh Downs and use him and know he's going to do good? So Josh Downs, pick him up.
Pick him up.
But I'm only going to play him if it's Flacco. I got 3 guys left, and my last 2, those are my favorites, the ones that you need to stay here for. So Mooney, 47% rostered. I said I was going from most available to least available, almost not cracking this list because I don't really talk about guys over 50%. Didn't really have the best game last week, but they got Tampa Bay coming up this week, and Tampa Bay, a lot of injuries over there, especially to their secondary. So you can do a lot worse than Mooney. I'd say pick him up.
Pick him up.
And then he's a potential flex guy for you, and someone who's just going to get a lot of targets when the season's all said and done, because London and Pitts, they still get the big brunt of the defense. Mooney's just wide open a lot of times. Now on to my favorite 2 to pick up. Both are very available. Wan'Dale Robinson. I've been telling you to pick him up for the last couple weeks, and now I'm going to say it again.
Pick him up.
He's only 26% rostered. The Giants, they have a tough matchup against Seattle this week. I'm not super excited about it, but as long as Neighbors is there, if Neighbors isn't there, then I'm a little bit skeptical about Wan'Dale, because then he would be getting like the top cornerbacks on him, and I don't like that. But the Giants are always playing from behind. They're always getting garbage time. 14 targets in Thursday night's game. This is the second game that he's had over 12 targets. Come on, man. What else do I need to tell you other than
pick him up?
Let's do it. Now on to my favorite pickup of the week. 14% rostered. That's one of the reasons why he's one of my favorite pickups of the week. Dontayvion Wicks. He does drop the ball. I mean, that's one thing that kind of sucks. So I'd recommend not really watching him that much, because you don't want to see his drops. He hauled in 5 catches out of 13 targets. Shitload of targets. A couple of those were drops. 2 touchdowns. Oh, yeah. 78 yards. Christian Watson hurt his ankle/knee. I'm not sure. Waiting to hear more. I'm recording this on a Monday. He's going to get a lot more snaps now. If you're listening to this in audio, go to YouTube, go check it out. But look, week 1, 46% of snaps. Week 2, 51% of snaps. Week 3, 46% of snaps. Week 4, Christian Watson goes out. he jumps up to 76% of snaps. That's really why. It's like the bump of the work that he's going to get now because of Christian Watson being out. We don't know how long he's out for, but he's available in your leagues. Go pick him up.
Pick him up.
And make sure you hit subscribe because I'll be your biggest fantasy resource here for sure for offense. And if you do IDP, we got some IDP videos as well. And right now, you got some waiver wire videos that are popping up. Go ahead and click on one of them, and we'll see you in the next video.